Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Dzień dobry. Today's khutbah at Masjid An-Nur here in Des Moines was another one about taqwa. Since Ramadan is coming up, the Imam decided to do another one about taqwa as a reminder that we all need to increase our taqwa. And there are many definitions, many ways to interpret the word taqwa. It's most common as fear of Allah, but not in the sense of being afraid of just something bad, but yet it is, you want to be afraid of Allah's punishment, but yet it is also the kind of fear of Allah which means you have the utmost respect, you have devotion, you have to be sincere in your worship of Allah. You have to be sincere in your intentions when you're doing something. You have to do good deeds for Allah's pleasure and not for showing off. You have to be obedient to Allah's commands to the best of your ability. And one of the most important things to help you increase your taqwa is, of course, the salat, your prayer. And if you are not praying like we have been told to, then you are basically putting aside your chances of getting great rewards from Allah. And the prayer is the key to ultimate salvation on the Day of Judgment, because the first thing that you will be questioned about is the prayer. Did you pray when it was time to? Did you pray with sincerity? Did you do it to the best of your ability? And things like that. And he reminded us again, like so many times, that in Ramadan people come out and fill the masjid, but at other times you can hardly find anyone there. Like on the weekends when I go for a class, there are hardly any other adults but maybe the teachers, the kids, maybe a parent or two, and of course me. I can't pass myself off as a kid, but anyway. So on the weekends there are no other people there in the masjid. And I don't go to fajr because it's too early for me to go. I can't catch a bus that early, but he reminded especially the men that are obligated to go to the masjid for fajr and at least maghrib or isha or both. I'm not sure which it is, but yeah. And even on Fridays there is lots of room in the masjid for people to come, and I don't see the masjid full on Fridays like I do during Ramadan, like I did during Ramadan. A lot of Muslims might take some extra time off in Ramadan to come to the masjid on Fridays for jumah, but the rest of the year it's not as full as it could be. I mean, especially since the weather is warm, well, downright hot here in Iowa now. People could come out, unless they are seriously bothered by the heat, then they should stay inside and not go out. But the masjid is, of course, only one place that we can pray. He mentioned if you're working or if you're attending school and it is time to pray, are you taking time to do that? Are you taking a prayer break? You can do that. It is your right to do that. And if you are not doing it, even though you are free to do that, you're not hindered by your work or school, then you should go ahead and do that. And just as an example, you know, a few days ago I went to a dentist in a suburb, and I had to wait some time for a bus, and it was getting late in the duhur time, but I wanted to pray, so I found a spot right there in the building where the dentist office is. You know, of course I went in the bathroom and did wudu there, and then I just prayed in this little lobby area, and a couple of people went up and down the steps and probably didn't even notice me praying there. So I prayed right there in that building, and I prayed in DMAC, you know, a local college, when I was taking classes there, and I prayed at a nursing home where I did my first clinical last year. I didn't pray in the hospital because I got out early enough where I could go either home to pray, or I could go to the masjid if I wanted to. But that is an example that you can pray pretty much anywhere you can find a spot. You know, the whole world is a masjid. I think there's one hadith that says that, or something in the Qur'an, I'm not sure. Someone can comment that and post it clearly, because I'm not sure where that came from. I don't remember that, but anyway, prayer is part of your duty to Allah, part of keeping your taqwa and increasing it, and of course doing as many good deeds as we can, because when you're doing good, you are staying away from sin, and if you do commit a sin, the key is to repent from it as soon as possible, and then chase it with a good deed, or 3. But if you avoid sin altogether, that's even better, because that is another way of increasing your taqwa. You are increasing your respect, your love for Allah, your fear of Allah, and it is your shield against Allah's punishment. So if you rack up enough good deeds and you avoid committing sins, then on the Day of Judgment you will have that ultimate reward of getting admitted into Jannah, or paradise. And that is what every Muslim should do, is work towards the good, work towards the Jannah. You know, we have to work for it. It is not a free ride. You know, I have to swipe my pass every time I ride the bus. So in Islam, we have to do those good deeds in order to get that pass into Jannah, and we have to keep our iman up. We have to gain knowledge. That's another way. Reading the Qur'an. He talked about, if you don't know much of the Qur'an, you can study it. If you don't know much about Muhammad, peace be on him, or any of the other prophets, you can study their lives. You can study hadith and things like that. You know, just gain knowledge of your deen is another way of increasing your taqwa. And of course, doing good deeds is including acts of charity, or sadaqah, you know, putting money in the donation box, or donating food to a relief organization that will feed the local poor, or donating money to an international relief organization that can use it to buy a specialty food or medicine to give to the starving people in Somalia, for example. You know, that is another way of increasing your taqwa, because you are helping your brothers and sisters in humanity. You are helping those in need. And by doing all this, adding all this up, you improve yourself, you enhance your iman, you jack up your iman, you strengthen yourself, you become a better slave of Allah, and that frees you up. When you keep doing good deeds, you are freeing yourself up to do more, to do more good deeds. And of course, with Ramadan coming up, doing as much as we can is even more important, because we get greater rewards from it during Ramadan. And since it is the month that the Qur'an was first revealed to Prophet Muhammad, peace be on him, that takes a higher place. That takes a place of more. It's more important in Ramadan, because a lot of people who are really good at it, who have experience with it, who've done it long enough, they try to read the entire Qur'an from Fatiha to Nas in a month. And of course, if you attended the Tarawih prayer, which is after Isha, usually about 10-15 minutes after Isha, and they do 20 rakats in the Tarawih prayer, then including all that, if you attend every night, then you could hear the entire Qur'an, because the brothers that will lead it will recite enough of it per night to spread it out, where you hear the entire Qur'an in that 29 or 30 night period, whatever Ramadan will happen to be, depending on what the moon decides to do, or what Allah decides to do with the moon. Anyway, the moon can't do it by itself. But that's another way of increasing your taqwa. And of course, the Imam said, I'm reminding myself, just as I'm reminding you, and I say that again, it's a reminder to myself, as well as you who are watching this. I'm still getting there, I'm still learning, I got a long way to go. And I will never stop learning until I die. So that was today's khutbah, and I hope this is of benefit to you and as a reminder. And as always, if I say anything wrong, it's totally my bad. I can't blame Mila. And anything that's good comes from Allah, because Allah is the source of all good. So thanks for watching. Assalamu alaikum, do widzenia, and miasr Mila.